a YouTube video, and yeah, today we're doing Mandalorian episode number 8 of season 2, or chapter 16, the rescue review. And yeah, basically it was the finale today of the second season of the Mandalorian. Um, Very good episode in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. I am Yeah, very good episode. I'm actually recording this kind of early in the morning, kind of. So if I forget a name or something, my bad. I usually check names and stuff, and some of the pictures aren't exactly out yet, and I'm unable to like screenshot it from like Disney Plus because I don't know, they have like some block thing on it. But yeah, that's the reason why there's like 3 pictures in this total. But yeah, very good episode. Really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the future of the show. But anyways, let's just start off here. Let's go with First we see Dr. Pershing. If you don't remember, he's the previous doctor from season 1 who was trying to get Baby Yoda. Basically, just Mando and the crew got him. That's basically it, honestly. Nothing too much to say about that. Then they find Bo-Katan on presumably that planet they were on before. And yeah, basically she's just like, no, no, no. But then she just, Mando seems to be like, fine. He's just like, oh, they're going after Moff Gideon. She can get the dark saber basically. And yeah, that was pretty interesting. And also, a cool thing about it was actually they saw Boba Fett, um, Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks' character both saw him. And oh yeah, one interesting thing to point out: the guy from that episode is not there. It's only Sasha Banks' character and Bo-Katan. And they point out that they realize that Boba is actually a clone, which is kind of a little bit strange, um, seeing as though barely anyone actually speaks about Boba being a clone. But yeah, they're like fighting each other and they're getting mad at each other. But yeah, that's besides the point. And then they decide to go and do that. Then they execute a plan to board Moff Gideon's cruiser by using the shuttle they stole from getting Dr. Pershing, and they board the ship. Important to point out that it is Cara Dune, Ming-Na Wen's character, Fennec Shan. Sorry, I don't know why I mentioned the actor's name, but whatever, by accident. And then it's also Mando, obviously, and then the two Mandalorians and Bo-Katan and Sasha Banks' character. Boba Fett was not there because he was aboard Slave One because they needed to execute the plan. So that happens. They all just they're just fighting. Honestly, the stormtrooper just plowing through stormtroopers and stuff. And then yeah, basically they slide the whole ship. To be honest with you, then Moff Gideon tells his officer, basically deploy all Dark Troopers. If you don't know what that is, basically they're impenetrable Beskar steel build droids, basically. So they're really powerful. Basically what happens is, they just they're just strong. So they like basically one almost destroys Mando, which was a very close call, but then he shoots them all into space. We think they're gone, but they come back later. But anyways, next up, Din Djarin goes to rescue the child who's in his prison cell that we saw him the last time. But then surprisingly, we see Moff Gideon there. Basically, what was interesting about that was actually Moff Gideon was kind of reasoning with him, honestly. But then he just straight up betrayed him, and then they fought. Sorry, Moff Gideon was actually like using the dark saber full blast at Mando. He had nothing to like guard him. He had the staff, but it was in his back and stuff. So very strange. Um, that happened, and then he grabbed the staff. Then he beat up Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon's not dead too. Then they rescue the child. They get to the bridge, and then here's where it takes a weird turn. Din Djarin basically has Darksaber, trying to give it to Bo-Katan, and then Moff Gideon just being like laughing because he realizes that Bo-Katan can't take the Darksaber without like defeating basically Din Djarin. Sorry, I forgot to change the picture. But yeah, basically he's laughing. Huge spoiler there, sorry. That was by accident. But yeah, basically that happens, and then they're just like, no, no, no. And then it ends up being Dark Troopers actually come. They're just busting through, trying to bust through the door and stuff. Very, very strange, but yeah, that happens. And then all of a sudden, everyone's preparing to fight. Then Luke Skywalker, sorry, an X-wing actually starts going through, and then all of a sudden we see a dark figure with a green lightsaber come out the ship, and he's just slaughtering the dark troopers. It was awesome, and yeah, he comes. Then he's just like the child is there, and as you can see, he's right there. Yeah, then the child is there. Basically, he knows that it's a Jedi, and basically what happens is Din Djarin has to actually give Luke Skywalker the child, or Grogu, and yeah, then that happens. Pretty emotional scene there. Luke Skywalker takes the child, and they leave. That ends the episode. Another thing I would like to talk about is actually this episode actually had a post credit scene, but it was actually a very good post credit scene. We see Jabba's palace, which was pretty interesting, and we see like Gamorrean guards, and apparently the guy who was like a speaker or whatever for Jabba, I don't exactly remember his name too well, but he's there, and he's apparently taking over the palace, and yeah, basically that happens, and then Fennec Shand and Boba Fett actually both come and kill everyone, including him, and yeah, basically they just Boba takes his chair and Jabba the Hutt's old chair, basically, and then Fennec Shand's there too, and yeah, basically it says at the end, um, Book of Boba Fett coming December 2021. So yeah, very interesting for that. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do a video on that. What I think is gonna happen. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much about it. But pretty interesting. Basically confirms season 3 is gonna be in December 2021. So yeah, other than that, let's just talk right here. Luke Skywalker obviously was a pretty cool character there to come, because when I was watching the episode, I was just like, oh, who could that X-wing be? Could it be Ezra? Could it be Luke Skywalker? Or could it be like maybe Cal Kestis? But I wasn't too sure about Cal Kestis. But I was expecting either to be Ezra or Luke Skywalker. To be honest with you, I kind of knew it was Luke Skywalker because he was flying an X-wing. But I wasn't sure, honestly. I wasn't sure if Luke would be in the show or not. But it seems like pretty much the obvious choice there. And yeah, it seems like what they did. I think they used the same technology they had used for the Rise of Skywalker when Luke was versing Leia, and basically in the young versions, like the de-agifier or whatever the hell, like kind of like CGI they're using. But yeah, Mark Hamill actually returned to. I'm pretty sure he voiced Luke Skywalker. It looks realistic and stuff. Oh, like for example, they used it on Peter Cushing, or Grand Moff Tarkin, and Rogue One. So yeah, in case you were wondering. But yeah, very, very it wasn't too sad. I could see people making it really sad, but personally, I don't really get sad from that. But yeah, basically when the Mandalorian had to give up Grogu, and yeah, it was kind of sad. And he took off his helmet too, as you could see in the picture. And yeah, it was just kind of sad looking at that. But I mean, that was gonna happen. I was pretty honest. I thought that might happen. But yeah, Moff Gideon's still alive. He's been captured. Um, yeah, what would have been interesting too is if Boba Fett was with them. It would have been like Luke Skywalker would have been like, "Oh, I thought I killed you," and then he's just like Skywalker. I don't know if he's still hell bent on killing Jedi or whatever, but um, he seems to be fine with the child, so I'm pretty sure he knows he's. That's a question for another day, but yeah, that would have been interesting if it was just like Skywalker, what are you doing here? It would have been a fun interaction. I kind of expect that to happen later on, and maybe next season or next season before that. Um, yeah, overall, just a very good episode. Really enjoyed it. Great finale. Um, and yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in the next season. Book of Boba Fett. It's gonna be nice. I'm gonna really enjoy it. But other than that, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.